trying you while I keep bleeding. I don't know why you act like you.
Hey guys, what is up? Welcome or welcome back. My name is Debbie Clementina for those who are new here. And for today, I decided to just take a moment and sit down so I can, tell my birth story. Yeah, it has been quite some time now. Like, I'm a mom for almost 5 months now. My baby, his name is Ace Taylor Averts. He was born on the 29th of August 2025, of course. This is exactly 1 week before his due date. His due date was on the 4th of September. And we had a planned C-section. But yeah, I'm just going to start from the beginning and tell you guys how everything came about, how it actually ended up being a planned C-section, because here in the Netherlands they really prioritize natural birth. I did write down some things just so I won't forget any important detail, but in this story I will talk a little bit about the third trimester, the birth story itself, and the birthing hotel. So for the third trimester, I had a lot of things going on. We were in the middle of moving. As you guys already know by now, we moved to a different house. We actually bought a house. So that happened when I was in my third trimester. I did do some work when it came to packing boxes, putting stuff away. So I was really exhausted. I also had a lot of things to finish up when it came to my work, and also my brother ended up getting very sick in those days. He ended up getting a ruptured appendix, which ended being a whole thing. He had some complications because they were quite late with him figuring out that this did happen. And also my baby was breached. He did not want to move at all. My wish for my birth was to give birth naturally without any medication or anything. I just wanted to do it like that. I'm a control freak, okay? So I like to be in control. And I think that getting medication would, I would feel a little bit not myself or not in control. I don't know what I was thinking, but that was how I wanted it to go down. But unfortunately, you can have so many plans, but at the end of the day, it will happen just how it's supposed to. I ended up getting a ECV. It stands for external cephalic version. In Dutch, you say a versie. It's like a procedure in which they are manually going to try to turn your baby from the outside. And let me tell you guys, this was so painful. It was very, very painful. And you have to also keep in mind that there are a few risks when you do that. Like, you have to be prepared for if something happens in that moment, that you can go into a C-section, a emergency C-section. This is one of the most painful things I've ever experienced in my life. And they tried it 3 times, okay? He didn't budge. He just didn't want to turn. He was just lying in his most comfortable place. Like, his head was always here. I can feel his head always like pushing up on my ribs, and with his bum, down. So yeah, there was no way that or they did say that I can give birth like that. So for him to come out with his bum first, all the women around me did not recommend this. Everybody was like, no, Debbie, for your first kid, we do not recommend this. Just go ahead and do the C-section. This is how I ended up choosing for a planned C-section. I really wanted to give birth on the 28th of August because I am born on the 28th of December. I have a good friend who's born on the 28th of July. So I love the number 8. So I wanted him to, come to this world on the 28th of August. But they just give you a date and you just have to accept it. So the date was the 29th. And they told me that they would do the procedure at 11 o'clock. So I had to be there very early. I remember that, I don't know, I did sleep very good the night before the procedure. I was nervous, but because it was something that was planned, being a control freak, I already knew what was going to happen, so I could like mentally prepare myself for the day. So, I did a lot of research, and also before this procedure, they also invite you to the hospital so they can explain everything. They have like this whole PowerPoint in which they show you step by step what you can expect that day. On the 29th, I remember, I don't know, I was very calm. We woke up very, very early because we arrived at the hospital at 7 o'clock. You go in, the admission, you check in. Later, they brought us to our room, and I had to change into the hospital gown, and here I was like freaking out because I knew like, okay, this is actually going down. Yeah, there was this lady that came in, and she placed the IV line. She was having trouble like placing it. Like, she first tried here and then here and then here again. So oh my god, I was stressed because I do not like needles. So I already knew that, okay, I don't think that this is going to happen the first time, because usually they have trouble, getting my blood and stuff like that, because I have very thin hoe zeg je dat? Vessels. Yeah, she transferred me into this room with other patients that were getting ready to go into surgery. And here, like, it felt like I was in a grocery shop. Like, she drives you by this guy sitting at a desk, and because you have a bracelet with a code, he like scans it and you hear two, and then you get like a number in which she will park me. And there's this other lady. Yeah, this lady, she was checking for, the baby's heart, my blood pressure. I also got paracetamol, I think. Yeah. And I was doing all of this alone. And then when I was done there, they drove me to the operation room. I was alone still. And in this moment, I had to get the ruggeprik. How do you say that? The anesthesia. The anesthesia was admitted through my back, and it was like a gigantic needle. Oh my god, I was so stressed. So, but yeah, when I got into the room, there was like 10 to 12 people. I was like, oh my god, all these people are going to be in this room. Like, it was overwhelming, to say the least. But yeah, there was this nurse that I could like squeeze her arms for them to place the needle. And you have to sit a certain way, because if it goes through something that is not supposed to, you can be paralyzed. Okay, so I was like, oh my god. And I remember, like, they put the needle in, and I felt something, and I jumped. I was like, oh my god, I will not be able to walk. But yeah, everything was good. And I was also nervous that I would still feel everything, even though they give me these medication. So I was also stressed about that. But they have like their ways to check that you're numb or not. I think they place something very cold, and if you can't feel that, then you're numb. And guys, everything happened so quick. I was there, I believe, like in 45 minutes I was done. But before they started, there was this huge monitor, and I could choose that if I wanted to see the whole procedure going down or not. I was like, oh hell no, I do not want to see anything, because if I'm lying there, okay, I'm fully awake, and I see that, like, I'm open and I see organs and blood and stuff like that, oh my god, I am going to freak out and they will have to just KO me. So I was like, no, I do not want to see anything, please. I just want you guys to start. I don't want to see anything. I don't want to feel anything. I just want this to be done very quick. When I was numb, they do not tell you when they are opening you up. There was this doctor, she was talking to me and I found it very suspicious because I'm like, okay, she's talking a lot, she's asking a lot of questions, and I can feel like tugging, but I'm like, this is very suspicious. I think they already started with the operation because she is really, like, really grinding me with questions, and I think that that's for me to get my mind off what was going to happen. But I asked her, they already started, huh? That's why you're asking me all of these questions. And she was like, yeah, they already started. But yeah, Samson was by me in that moment. Oh yeah, after I had the medication in my bag. Is this epidural? Yeah, after I got that, Samson was allowed to come in and he was sitting by my head. And I told him, just keep on talking to me so I can, have my mind off what was happening. But yeah, I could not feel a thing. The only thing I felt was a lot of pressure, a lot of tugging. And yeah, when the moment he was born, he immediately cried. He also peed on them. So that was funny. And they put him on my chest. Oh my god, this is like the most beautiful moment ever. Like, I will never forget this moment. The moment you become a mom, nothing compares. He was so warm. He was so fragile. Oh my god. Samson got to cut the cord. And yeah, they put him on my chest and he immediately like started sucking on my breasts. They checked him and he was perfect. He was pink in color. He cried, like I said, immediately. He peed twice on them actually. So yeah, a very healthy baby, a very good birth. I am so glad that everything went how it was supposed to. The thing that takes the longest is them stitching you up, but meanwhile they are stitching you up, you have your baby on you, so we were so in the moment that you tend to forget that they are closing you up. So yeah, overall it was a pretty beautiful experience. It was not like the birth that I hoped it would have been, but at the end of the day, everything happens how it's supposed to. God had a plan for me and for this birth, and it just happened like he wanted it. And I am so glad that I have a healthy, beautiful baby and that, everything went well. So overall, the operation, I think it was like 45 minutes in total to an hour, so very quick. I did not experience any contractions or anything like that. This is something that for some reason somebody may say I'm crazy, but it's something I wish I did experience. But yeah, if God wanna bless me with another child and with a natural birth, then I will experience this. But the most important thing is, for the birth to go as planned and for me to deliver a healthy baby and for me to be healthy as well for the baby. But yeah, he was born at 8:34 to be exact. He was 51 centimeters long and he weighed 3.8 kilos. So he was quite chunky, quite heavy, and when I saw him, I said like, oh my god, thank god he did not come out naturally because he would have ripped everything apart. He was so chunky. But yeah, But that was when Ace was born, and that was my birth story. After that, they place you in this room again with the other patients, just for you to, be stable until they place you back into your room. So we stayed there and they gave me popsicles, so that was nice. I asked for a second one and they didn't have more, but or did I have to? I don't even remember. It was such a blur. Like the first few days, the first few hours and days was such a blur for me. And they were checking all my vitals to see if I was stable to go back to the room. Whenever I was stable, they, drove me. I was still on the bed. Of course, I had a C-section. Duh. But yeah, I went to the room and there I got visit. My mom visited, my aunt, my cousin, Samson's dad was there. My sister came by, and yeah, it was such a beautiful moment and also overwhelming. It also took some days for me to really grasp the fact that I'm a whole mom now. I have to take care of this human being like forever. Not forever, but now it feels like forever until he's grown and he leaves the nest. You'll always be someone's mom. You'll always worry about your kid, and I don't know, it's an overwhelming feeling, but also one of the most beautiful things ever. And I am so in love and obsessed with my baby. He's the best. He's the cutest. But yeah, I also wanted to mention, after I gave birth, I stayed one day at the hospital, and then here in the Netherlands they have kraamzorg, that is postpartum home care. So a trained maternity nurse comes to your home, and usually for 3 to 8 hours a day, and this is for like a whole week or 8 days, but it depends on how you want to use your hours. So if you want help for like 8 hours, it will be like 8 days, but you can also choose to have like 5 hours, so you have help over more days. So usually what they do is they help with the baby care and the feeding. So if you give breast or bottle, they will give you a lot of information, tips. They will show you how to do things, and if you have any questions you can ask them. So this is very, very nice. They monitor me, the mom, and also the baby. So because I had the C-section, they also monitor the scar to see if I'm healing right. They take my temperature and the baby's temperature. Basically, they teach us how to care for the baby. And they also can help you with, light household things. Vacuum, they can put some clothes in the washing machine. They can do your dishes. They can help you with a lot of stuff. And this is mostly covered by insurance. We decided after birth that we did not want to come immediately home. We decided to go to a kraamzorg hotel. This is like a after birth hotel. So your check-in is also partly covered by your insurance, and you just have like a small contribution, and you can also decide how many days you want to stay there, but you do have to make reservations, because if it's full, then it's full. So keep that in mind. When I was done with the operation, I stayed at the hospital for 1 day. Everything was good. Oh my god. Yeah, everything was good. So I could come home or I could go to the hotel. We went to the hotel. At the hospital, the nurses, they come in and give you medications. They help you with everything, right? But at the hotel, they also help you with everything, but you have to be the one that calls them. So you have like this phone in your room and you call them like, hey, can you bring me this? Hey, can you help me with this bottle? My baby have to eat. So I think this was a very nice transition before you come home. At the hotel, you basically have to call them to help you. And at the hospital, you don't have to do anything. They just come in and do everything. So I think this is a very nice transition, especially if you are a new mom. We did not have any, experience before. So I think this is a very nice transition before you come home. We stayed at the hotel for, I believe, 2 days, 2 to 3 days. I think it was 2 days, something like that. I told you guys it was a blur for me, so I don't remember everything, but breakfast is included, but you have to take care of your lunch and dinner, in which we ordered in, I believe, or my mom also cooked. I do not remember. That's crazy. But yeah, your mind just goes through a lot the first few days. I remember one night I woke up and Samson was like, he was handing me the baby and I was like, oh my god, whose baby is this? I didn't even know how to, carry the baby. I was so confused. It was so crazy. It's crazy what exhaustion does to you. And also like all of the adrenaline and the whole change your body goes through, all the hormones. It was crazy. But yeah, after we left the hotel, we came home. My mom was here. Samson's mom was also here. So the two grandmas was here. And yeah, they helped us with a lot of cooking, a lot of household things, going to the grocery shop. And I basically was living in the room with the baby and just, caring for the baby. I was very, very exhausted because sleeping, what is that? I was breastfeeding and also giving extra milk because I wasn't producing enough. That was also like, so stressful. He wasn't getting a lot of breast milk in the beginning, so he lost a lot of weight. He lost almost 10 kilos, in which he almost got admitted in the hospital, but fortunately he was healthy and yeah, this didn't have to happen. I was so fortunate to have the opportunity to stay home with him for 4 months. Here in the Netherlands, you have right on 16 weeks of maternity leave. That is what everybody gets, is paid maternity leave. And you can decide in which you are going to take, like from 6 weeks before birth, or 5 weeks, or 4 weeks before birth. I think 4 week is like, you can take like 3 weeks before birth. You have to take like 4 weeks before, and like the other 12 weeks you take them after birth. So I decided to take 4 weeks because I wanted to spend the most time with my baby after birth. And I was also lucky because my vacation, it falls like exactly with school vacation. So yeah, I could extend that to like 4 months. I left work in July and I started work 2 weeks ago. So on the 5th of January, I was like 6 months at home and it was like paid leave. So it's very, very good here. We have it very good here in the Netherlands, because I know that in America it's, girl, it's something else. guys, that was my birth story. I know it's maybe a little bit chaotic because I jump to one topic to another, but I try to do it the best I can. I also try to answer all the questions I got on Instagram because I put a poll there to ask you guys to send me in questions you want to know about my birth story, and I try to answer everything in this whole story. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, liked it if you did, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to put them in the comments down below. I will do my best to answer everything the best I can, the best I remember. And yeah guys, if you're not already subscribed, make sure to do so. I will highly appreciate this, and I guess I'll see you guys next week. Otra semana in my new video. Be blessed guys. Bye.